My name is Christian Bengtsson-Rosby. I head up the digital HR team here at Electrolux. I think that the pandemic obviously sped up technology and development and evolution by a lot. And it meant that so many new digital platforms or functionalities or systems and so on that we were kind of thrown into as employees or managers or people of Electrolux, and it was quite hard in the beginning to sort of catch up on how fast things were going and how we had to work in the new normal or the new reality, the new landscape. And I think we also quickly realized that it came the same for us, because you couldn't maybe do a performance review talk face to face anymore, or we're talking career and development. You couldn't do that anymore face to face because everyone worked from home, or trainings were all remote now, or behind a Teams meeting. So we had to as well adopt, like everyone did, to that sort of new reality and new setup, right? And what we always wanted to do was to make that sort of transition and adoption as easy and as smooth as possible. The analytics obviously is a good background where you can get some concrete answers of what is working and what isn't working, right? All the way to how do people typically click to get somewhere, or what pages do you visit the most often, how long do you spend on that page perhaps, or which piece of content are the most opened or the most viewed and so on. And they give you these kind of hard facts. And I think in the beginning we used it just for that, to see, okay, during the salary review period, for example, which pages were used the most, or which documents helped the most, so we can then keep working with those. And we also saw that some of the documents were never used at all. Well, then maybe we should take them out, right? So more those kind of conclusions. Then obviously, as the analytics platform has grown, we can now have an even deeper insight into the behavior and the usage of the platform. The tooltips one is a fairly, in its essence, quite a simple support aid, right? That could be quite helpful in when an employee or a manager is tasked with doing something that is very sort of transactional, and maybe a lot of, like a manager to fill out a requisition to hire a new person for your team could typically be quite heavy in regards of what data points or fields you need to populate. So to having something there to guide that person through, these are the things you would need, this is what goes here, this is how you do it. So that task itself doesn't get stuck or not understanding what to put somewhere. So it's obviously very important to get it right, and what kind of person are you hiring and all these things. But then you don't want to get stuck on let's say transactional or admin oriented tasks because you don't understand how to do it, right? So then giving the manager in this case the help, again, like where they are in that moment in time, not have to go out and look, okay, where do I find this or how do I do that, by going and providing that sort of help in the moment where they are. And that's what those features kind of do. Instead of having a help portal or like a help page somewhere, you give it to them in the moment when they kind of need it, basically. We see completion times going down generally, especially again for some of those things that are very sort of, you just need to fill out maybe 10 fields and then you're done, right? Or understand why, or you get directed to the right support page, at the point in time. So I think generally we see faster completion times or less time spent on some of these pages, which is great. And we also see that less support questions coming up. Obviously my team also manages the support element of all of these things. So the less questions we get in, it's obviously good for us because we don't have any, not the same amount of questions coming in. So less support questions probably, and faster completion times, and hopefully, less sort of frustration maybe on again the employee or the manager in not understanding what to do, because they get the support they need at the point where they need it.